So before the video begins, let's talk about a special promotion that Butterfinger has going on with Brawlhalla. From now until September 20th, US players who purchase a Butterfinger bar or a fun-sized Butterfinger bar at Target will be able to redeem an unlock code for Ember and her special skin, Radiant Ember. After uploading the receipt to butterfingerbrawlhalla.com, you guys will have more time to play with the roster of legends as well as the cool Radiant Ember skin and be able to show her off. Keep in mind that this is a US only promotion and it does end September 20th, but you will have time to redeem the codes until October 4th. Now on to the video. Alright. Man, it's like the first time I think I've ever done a face cam video, and if I've done one in the past, it's been literally forever. But I mean, face cam, if you watch me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Phazon, nothing new. But today we're going to be looking at how I made this is probably my best set of Autumn Championships. And if you didn't see it, I mean, well, you're going to see it now. Basically, this set started off terrible, and you're going to see that. And I'm basically going to run through like my thought process, what went down, why I ended up deciding to switch when I was down 2-0, and I guess my mentality along the way. So going into this set, I was pretty confident in playing Impala. I knew though my Lance wasn't doing the best throughout this, so I wasn't really relying on my Lance all that much. Now I did pick Artemis because I was looking for those early kills and side sig. I was looking to just kind of cheese with the character overall, and then I think right here, I lived. I cut my recovery short because I knew if I held it, it would have gotten punished. I feel like most of this first game was us just like feeling each other out. Not too much happens. I mean, I know Impala is like, he's like the only Kaya player I know at top level. So this made it a lot more difficult because I don't really get any Kaya experience aside from maybe Double Dime if I play him or if he's even playing Kaya, which I don't really know if he is. And as you see right here, it wasn't really going too good for me. I know Impala is not afraid to throw out Sigs on Kaya, and that's something you got to watch out for, especially if you're not experienced. Just like the signature usage against the character is so important. But yeah, I don't know, nothing really was happening for me on Lance, and that's going to be a common theme, and that's going to be the biggest reason why I ended up making the switch to Val like I did. If you see right here, I did get that catch. Now that is I guess a read I've been going for more because it feels like it catches a lot of people off guard. It catches a lot of options, especially if you delay it by a little bit. But Scythe was doing me some good, and I was able to kind of hang in there for a lot of the stock. But if we go on, I mean, you're going to see right here, I tried to go for a little kill there. What I should have done is instead of throwing, I should have tried for another dare. And as you see, that weapon throw there was really unnecessary by me, and he ended up just cleaning it up with the bow edge guard. That's probably Bo's strongest point if you know anything about edge guarding. This situation right here, this is really, really common for him to do. And I don't know if later on I end up punishing him for this, but this situation, like I know he's going to do that sidelight dash jump there a lot. And I've learned that from playing Impala, the bit I do. Right there was the cheese I was talking about. That's probably one of the few times I actually managed to get that sig. Because it is just like, yeah, it's probably way too good, but it is people realize, they know what's going on, I guess is what I was getting at. And then again, I'm back on Lance, just nothing happens. And you saw right there, this is actually really good by him. I had no dodge. He sees that, he catches me, so I still have no dodge even though he hits. And yeah, he realizes, oh, he's gonna jump, and he goes for that read. That's just another thing that I think a lot of Bo players should do, and that was just like a good call out by him. I mean, that's his go-to read anyways. So luckily for me though, I do kind of know what he's doing on a Bo a lot of the time when it comes to like, okay, he's gonna throw a sig out here, and that's just experience coming into play. And as you see right there, this is one of the few times I actually managed to make this sig work, and I'm glad I threw it out more often. To be fair, should this hit? Probably not. I mean, let's actually look with hitboxes on. What do hitboxes look like when they're on? Yeah, I mean, that was like pixels to be quite fair, but it was definitely what I needed right there. Did I finish it? I choke really, really bad there, and that's something you guys can't do. The weapon throw I did earlier on with that Lance Edge guard is something I think I shouldn't have done, and something I also did earlier. weapon throws are almost a guarantee. It's a crutch if you're bad at edge guarding, but at the same time, if the weapon throw doesn't pull through how you need it to, and a lot of the times it's not going to, at least at higher ranks, because people are gonna find a way around it, and then they're gonna be able to like get back to stage because you have no weapon. Again, cheese with side sig, but yeah, right there. The second stock and the first stock, when I tried to do edge guards on him, it just wasn't worth throwing my weapon. What do I die to here? I don't even know what I died to here. Recovery. I mean, I probably could have maybe lived a little longer, but I was kind of biding my time. Like, there's not much I could do. I was on Lance. Lance is super slow. Bonaire, not gonna comment on that move, but I do think it is very good. I'll leave it at that. I think he just kind of slowly took over with Bo. I was able to avoid, but I wasn't able to really do anything else. I threw out that N-Sig. The N-Sig was really, really bad, and all that's going through my mind is I gotta get rid of Lance. I have to get rid of Lance so much. I was lucky he missed that, because I think he might have been able to get a juggle on me there. I mean, at this point, I'm down a little bit. I just was messing up on Artemis a lot. I was starting to realize that Artemis may not be the pick. I lived here, and I was like, okay, he was really banking on that killing, so maybe it's like I'm in his head a little bit, and I can get something off. Again, he just went for the dare. That's something I noticed, like, other bow players do as well. Now, if you're playing Scythe, you have to be hyper aware at all times, and I did nothing. What I could have done, and this is something, you know, if you play Scythe, keep this in mind. What I could have done, I think, sidelight into dare, and then I could have like thrown him into the stage. Like, say I did the one that like chucked him into the stage, right? Then I go for the nair, I pull him back, and then after I pull him back, what I can do is I can do like a D-light, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if he was at the health where it would work. Probably not, but above all else, especially if you're playing Artemis, I could have done sidelight into N-Sig, and that would have probably gotten me a lot of damage. At this point, I mean, he's just bullying me with nair, dude. Like, Bonaire is, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but there's no way I can't, because it's literally how I end up losing. Like, when you get in a situation like this, where you are one tap, the bow player is going to Bonaire. There's no reason for them not to. And right there, he could have done recovery. I don't know why he didn't. He could have done recovery, but instead he goes for the nair. It's like that's all that's on their mind, is going for nair. And as you can see, he ended up getting the kill there and winning game 1. Okay, the start of game 2. I went for a dare at the beginning because it was working for me in other sets. I feel like above all else, at the beginning of the game, it's important to be proactive and not just like jump around, because sometimes, worst case, you jump around and your opponent's the one that goes after you, right? So actually, let's go back there. So you see him, he's kind of just waiting. He went under me this time, and I mean, it just, no one ended up getting a trade, but this is, I think, like, kind of what you want to do. I think dare's a really good option. I think recovery is a really good option. It's kind of like, do you want to go above and then go down, or do you want to like dash underneath and then do the recovery? It's kind of up to preference, but nothing really happened there. Let's go back to here. I mean, I felt like we were getting trades for the most part. I'm guessing I was starting to get a little more antsy with my SIGs, I'm guessing. He wasn't playing fantastic on Spear. That's something I want to note this set as well. Impala's someone who has a very dangerous bow and Spear. And when I realized his Spear wasn't doing as well, or he just really wasn't playing Spear as much, I tried to take advantage of it as much as I could. And right there, again, now this is Artemis specific, but instead of doing sidelight into, you know, I purposely did this to bait it out, because I'm like, I want him to go into position where I can do something and then possibly lock a kill. Instead of doing this, I should have done another sidelight into N-Sig, and it would have 100% killed. I don't know why I did recovery here, because as you see, I mean, now I'm just literally in a bad spot. That was just kind of dumb of me. However, again, like, that end light from him was just terrible. Right? Yeah. Like, I can't say much. Bonked his head. He tried to redeem it. Not much you can do. Do I get damage here? I don't even know if I get damage here. What happens? End light. Does he just go... No, he doesn't. I was going to say, he does play a lot of unarmed sometimes. That weapon throw, kind of unnecessary. Let's see. I actually got a pretty good call out there. Was it really a call out? I don't know. But he went for a bold play. Like, this is not the SIG I think he was going for a side sig. That is just not the sig I think he should have gone for. I was more of expecting like a D sig, but I kind of just rolled the dice and got away with it. More unarmed. And as you can see, I have a pretty good lead. And it just like, it's another slow burning loss for me. And I think it again stemmed from Lance. And I kind of knew if I lost here that I was like, okay, it is a best of 5. So, you know, it's doable, right? And like that, guys, that was terrible. I don't know what else to say. What I should have done here is, what does he have? He has dodge at this point, right? Yeah, he has dodge, nothing else. I simply could have waited. I could have gone along the wall, and I could have absolutely blasted his face in. I could have done D-Sig. I could have done another ground pound. I could have done a dare into the wall. I could have done so many different options, and I chose, like, I could have done that. But instead, again, I throw my weapon. It was just like the edge guarding with my lance and my lance overall. Horrendous. I mean, it was just so bad to say the least. But what happens here? I don't even remember what happens here. It was just like, I went for a side sig. Not even that bad of an option because it's like, okay, is he going to punish me for it? No, is the answer. Artemis sigs are really good for just like throwing out. And I feel like that's what a lot of people need to understand. If you're playing a character that has sigs that you can just throw out, throw them out. And Artemis is a character that is 100% for that. Now, to be fair, and keep in mind that the person's probably going to like adapt to that subconsciously, even if they're not like actually adapting to like, oh, I need to actively avoid this. Sometimes you just throw options out so much. This is where, yeah, this is where the downhill really started. It was just bad from here, but it's just their brain will eventually realize, oh, they're going to do this move, especially if you use it so much like I do with Artemis side sig on Lance. You just can't get away with it after a while, especially if that's like your whole game is just cheese. As you do a recovery, I wouldn't be surprised. It's going to be that or a sig. This is what we call desperation. In no world does a sane man and someone who is confident they are going to win the game go for this sig. He tried to weapon throw and pick up spear, and I don't even think that's a bad idea. But also, I mean, I just went for the dumb option and it worked that time. I don't know what else to say. To be real, I mean, as you can see here, what, did I get 1 or 2 hits? I guess I got 1 there, but this is something else I didn't do good on Lance. Now, a lot of the times on Lance, I think after you hit like a D-Light or an N-Light especially, you should prepare for a dodge in or dodge away. Those are the 2 dodges you should go after. And I did such a bad... I tried to tell myself, like, oh, he's going to do this dodge. He's going to do that dodge. You know, and a lot of times it was that horizontal dodge, and I didn't do a good job of it at all. And I think that really hurt my Lance play. And I think that's something that hurt my Lance play a lot. That bow sequence he got, I'm pretty sure I couldn't have gotten out of it. Especially, I had no dodge. That was, like, literally... I mean, it was a perfect time dare. Yeah, that sequence... hopeless for me. What does he get here? Anything? No. Yeah, it's just not, again, nothingness happening. I'm just kind of like, I'm searching. I am digging deep. I tried to go for that, and let's look at that again, because this is where you learn, I feel like, especially on a weapon like Scythe, where, okay, I got the dare, I catch him, now what? What I should have done is chase dodge side air. Because if I did that, I'm pretty sure I might have been able to catch him. Now, he is pretty high here already, so it would have been close. But if I went for that chase dodge side air, I definitely would have hit him. Or if I did a chase dodge recovery, it probably would have hit him as well. And then at that point, it's just like, it would have been, okay, now finish it. Finish the rotation, finish the string. But I didn't, and then it's tied. I was like, okay, you know, it's not losable, you know, it's not like a situation that's hopeless. Until he got the double sidelight, and then I just jump off stage. And at this point, what, did he just finish me off? Yeah, like that dare was really good. The dodge even better. I don't know if he was gonna try and kill me here, if he like saw. Did he even like, when did he start his dodge? He started the dodge like frame 1 of me doing this. So I think it might have been just like a panic dodge. I don't know. But yeah, now I'm down 2-0. Now, okay, this is where, before this game starts, a pivotal thing I had to like think about. I absolutely, now keep in mind, this was for top 8. I didn't want to lose at all. And you got to ask yourself, and you got to find yourself like, okay, do I really want this more than the other person? And for me, the answer was yes. I wanted this so bad. I was like, I am not going to lose 3-0 in winners, although it was close. It was to Remy, who I beat last time in a really close Game 5 set that he almost brought back and reverse swept me. But I was like, after losing to Remy, I was like, what I was telling myself, you got to find a way to motivate yourself. And I was telling myself, I'm not going to place lower than Remy. That was like in my mind because I lost 2 close games with him. And then I played a game of Fate and, it was just bad. But, I went down 3-0. I'm like, I'm not going down 3-0 here. And Remy ended up getting 9th and I ended up getting 5th. So I guess I accomplished my goal. But it was just like, you have to find a reason to keep going on. And I guess that was mine. But I was like, okay, it's definitely doable. And another thing is, think of it as not, oh, I'm down 2-0. Think of it as I have to win 3 games. I feel like that also was a really big thing that helped me mentally. Because I wasn't tilted at all here. I was just like, okay, I just gotta play the game. I gotta do what I know I can do. Val worked for me against Crocky. Now, why couldn't it work for me here? I already have a little matchup experience against Spear. And I know, I don't even think Kaya is, a good matchup for Val. I feel like it's a bad matchup for Val. I was just really relying on the fact that I would be playing solid on Gauntlets and I would be playing really good on Sword. And I'd be, getting a lot of catches. Again, that was, one of the, I think, the few plays he really was solid on Spear. Yeah, what happens next? Pick Gauntlets back up because I think I was feeling pretty warm on them. I think unarmed into Gauntlets is genuinely a bad situation. I also was actually being active with his dodges and stuff when I was on Gauntlets, which is something I'm not usually doing. Usually on Gauntlets, a lot of the times, and it's not just me, this is something I think a lot of Gauntlet players don't do. They wait for the perfect scenario. They wait for the person to really mess up and just kind of jump up, have nothing, and float down. And that's something I wasn't doing. I was actually just trying different options all the time, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be ready for X dodge, but I wasn't ready for Bonaire, and that seemed to be a consistently the same thing over and over. Luckily, I am very good at using N-Sig and Ground Pound, so I was able to kind of salvage that. Still have quite a bit of a lead. What happens next? Again, back on Gauntlets, because like I said, I was feeling it. And I was willing to just put out the read, need B. On Bow, not even a bad idea, that little weapon throw there. Bonaire, though. Yeah. And Paulo was rushing me down earlier in the set, so I kind of realized it. If you don't realize what I was trying to go for there, what I was trying to do here, I was trying to do D-Light Grounded Nair, which I got pretty consistent at. I was pretty good at it. But then I stopped playing the weapon. And I got kind of cheeks at it again. And right there, I missed it. I think later on in top 8, I managed to hit it once. I don't even know if it was true. If it was, then great. If it wasn't, I mean, I still hit it. It was probably 1 or 2 frames. What happens here? Oh my gosh. I was feeling bold. So bold that I decided, I'll give him the stock. It wasn't a blunder. I was feeling generous. Let's say that. All right, Bo, definitely not surprised. Again, goes back to the whole thing of Impala was not playing that well on Spear, aside from that one time. He hit me with 3 sidelights, and that was more of me being dumb and him just trusting that I would be dumb, I guess. This was close. This was I mean, I literally cut his hat in half, so I don't know what to say. I probably could have gotten an end light off. There's just a lot of whiffs. I was doing pretty good with Sword. This is such a common thing. If you're playing a Kaya, or if you are playing against a Kaya, expect this. If you are playing Kaya, this is actually a really good flowchart. But I knew it was going to come, so whatever. Went for the NC again, didn't dodge in. Not a big deal because he dodged away, didn't even get a punish. I kind of knew he was afraid to do something here. But I see that there's 40 seconds or 30 seconds of this game left. So I don't even know what happened. What even happens at this point to where I let it actually get pretty close to where I could die in one hit. He went for that double sidelight read. And that's just another sign. If you see a person just constantly go for the same thing over and over again, they're probably having some sort of panic. Wait, this was actually insanely close. I think I just started eating Spear Nair more than anything. How did it end up being this close? Wait, I won off of this. I won the set when it was like this. Wait, did it go above me? What did he do? Oh my gosh. Wait. So, okay. This is an interesting scenario. This weapon throw up, I was like, I gotta go for it. Because now he's unarmed. He's not gonna get his weapon if I do that, right? And it just kind of worked out because he had to go back to stage, I guess. Like, he didn't even use recovery. Or dodge, right? I don't even know what's going on here. But moral of the story is, I was just kind of like, I committed and it worked out. You have to do one or the other. Don't, like, go halfway and then be like, okay, I'm backing out. Just go for it. Either you go for it and you succeed, or you stay on stage and you don't do anything. But now this set is 1-2, and he is leading. So at this point, I was like, I need to get away from Mammoth. Mammoth was a really close game last time, and then I lost previously. So it was like, Mammoth, gotta go. We gotta try something else. And I think I banned Mammoth because, you know, if you understand how tournament banning works, this was actually his ban. Or he left this open. I was like, let's just go to here. I don't want to go to Mammoth again. And this is where, after that loss, I was like, I knew I had him. Because when you lose something that close, I feel like the momentum shift just becomes bigger and bigger. And when I got this gimp on him, I was like, I knew I had momentum. At this point, I'm like, okay, just play to win. Don't play to not lose, right? That was the wrong mentality to have. And it goes back to the whole thing of me saying, oh, okay, I need to just win 3. You know, it wasn't me, okay, I can't lose one more. The mentality was, I need to win 3, and then the whole time, like, especially from this game forward, it was just play to win. You know, take the reads, go in, don't be afraid, and push the envelope. Just, like, push your boundaries, see what you can get off of it. Because, as you're seeing, he was doing terrible against Gauntlets. And when we get to the final game, you're going to see that even more just overall. Like, he was just not with it. And I've been on, like, the other end. It's not a good feeling to, like, feel it slowly slipping away. And right now it's close. But it's just, like, I was doing what I'm saying. I was just, like, okay, don't be, like, sitting back and, like, scared. Just go for stuff. Try stuff. Because otherwise, you're going to be commanding the game. And otherwise, if you're not, then it's just kind of like, okay, it's probably, you might squeeze out a win, but you don't know. Be the one to command the game. Even if you're down like this in set count. Because what do you have to lose, right? Like, if you win, then you can be like, okay, I know what won me. But if you lost, then it's like, I don't know. It's just like, yeah, it goes back. What do you have to lose? Do I finish this? Up weapon throws. I mean, these are a plague of the game. Weapon throws in general, people complain about them a lot. I think that up weapon throws are especially annoying just because they can create scenarios like that where it's super free. He had a dodge there. Again, I finished it off with side air. I was just like, I got to go for it. What happens here? I keep gauntlets because they were clearly doing me so much good, and I'm like, he's not doing well into them at all. Nair, spear nair, something else. I just went for dare because I wasn't sure if I could hit the nair grounded. Happens. He weapon through there, and I was like, okay, I mean, if you want to stay unarmed, be my guest. And I think that's kind of just what I ended up doing. Did I actually? No, I kept gauntlets. I'm surprised. Okay, never mind, I didn't. Weapon starving your opponent in a situation like this becomes really good. Because you see right there, there's 2 times he tried to kill me. That maybe on a different weapon, if he had a SIG, it would have worked. But at this point, because I was able to get him unarmed for so long and force those unarmed options, it became a situation where it was just like, okay, I can now play with this lead where I have him in orange. And 20 seconds left. I mean, yeah, he gets these bow nairs off. Key is, though, like, stay calm. Don't panic. The worst thing you could do is, like, start freaking out that, okay, it's a last stock scenario. Now I'm forcing stuff out. And right here, do I close it? 1 and another side air. I mean, it literally became that simple. Literally became, okay, he's in this spot, I do side air. Now, I'm actually going to hide the UI for this game because at this point, I was like, all right, this is my set to lose. And I was like, you know, when I say my set to lose, I know that kind of goes against, like, what I was saying before about, oh, I just have 3 games to win. What I'm saying is, essentially, I knew I had this set in the bag because he was playing. The momentum shift was unreal. I mean, you see right there that little dodge read I get. He was just playing so poor into my gauntlets especially, and he just wasn't really being allowed to command the game because Impala is someone who, if you just pressure him, if you keep putting pressure on him, he does considerably worse than if you were to like just sit back. If you're sitting back, Kai is such a defensive character. Kai is a character that can play however you want. Like the stat spread's great. High defense, high speed. You can play evasive, you can play aggressive. But I would definitely say Impala definitely leans more towards that like defensive play style, at least if he is on bow. Now, if he's on spear, as we've seen earlier in the set, he has some more aggressive plays. But I was just like, okay, I'm going to keep pressuring this guy because I knew he wasn't going to be able to handle it. And it kind of worked out. First stock, I came out with a bit of a lead. At this point, I don't even know if I was like trying to play more conservative. I don't really feel like it. I was just more like, okay, I'm just hitting him with all the options I throw out. And the options I'm missing aren't really harming me. And he's just playing around these platforms. I knew these platforms would end up being my friend more than they're being my enemy. And like something like sword, I mean, at this point he's just jumping above me, and I'm like, okay, if he's gonna like play on platforms, I can just hit him with nair, I can hit him with recovery, I can try and pick him off with a N-Sig, another N-Light. I think right here he had no jump. The ground pound, not a bad idea. Right there, I got it. The first one missed. I probably could have gone for a dare instead, or just stayed on stage. But the fact is, he just wasn't playing good at this point, and I knew, I'm like, okay, I can't get comfortable here. I am up 2-1, and it is fresh 2-1. I'm like, I got to just keep doing what you're doing. And I think that's the biggest thing that people forget in these scenarios is they stop doing what was working. And then they start going, they stop, like, they either go in way too hard. You know, they're going in, they're throwing in a left hook, right hook. They're going in D-Light, N-Light, or they're just, like, not doing anything. And they're just, like, standing actually 20 feet apart from their opponent. So me, I mean, you know me. I was just doing my thing. I was doing what I think was working. And, yeah, I just ended up closing out the set here. I think M-Light here. He had no jumps, so I went for the side sig. Perfectly crafted, as a Val Master like myself would do. Do I get another one? No, I don't. This bow ground pound was a pretty good play by him. But at this point, I hit him with the dare. He knew he lost. I gave a little taunt. Dead. Me too. Bye, guys. Before I end this video, though, you might be wondering what happened to the rest of your top 8, Phazon. Well, I beat Snowy 3-1, and then I got to Costlix, and I lost 3-2 in a, like, extremely close final game. But, yeah, you know, it happens, and GG's to everyone I played. It was a good tournament, and Cody won, my teammate. So, yeah. Thanks for watching again, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.